Hey everyone, let's do another review, shall we? This time we'll be taking a look at Lost Eden, which was made by Cryo Interactive. It was released in 1995 for PC, MS-DOS, Mac, 3DO and lastly the CDI. We're going to check out the CDI version, of course. So once again we find ourselves in a point-and-click adventure game from the first-person view, much like games such as Myst, The Seventh Guest and Burn Cycle. However, the overall focus of this game lays not on the puzzles to solve, but more on the narrative of its story and its immersion through presentation. The story takes place in a world where humans and dinosaurs coexist. A long time ago, the humans and peaceful dinos have worked together to build great citadels to defend themselves against the evil Tyrant. However, most citadels have fallen because the last human king was pretty much a real dick. The last remaining citadel is that of Mo. The Tyrant, led by their leader Morcus Rex, are running around slaughtering everyone they find. But that's pretty much nature, I guess. Everyone knows that the Tyrannosaurus Rex didn't have those teeth to just grin with. The current king has lost all hope and just wants to remain inside of the sturdy walls of Mo, where it's still safe for the time being. You play as his son, Prince Adam, who is more willing to take action instead of waiting to be dinner eventually. And so it's your task to rediscover the secrets of the architect, your great-grandfather, to once again build new citadels and eventually bring a stop to the reigning terror of Morcus Rex. The story itself isn't too great, to be honest. Certain points feel downright dumb actually. I mean, this secret was lost over only 3 generations? And the great amazing secret was that humans and dinosaurs should work together? Wow, that's one hell of an amazing secret. I couldn't have come up with something like that myself. I guess humans weren't that developed yet in that time though. Like in most games like this, you walk around by pointing the cursor in the direction you want to go and click to get there. Some screens have hotspots like items of interest, something to take or someone to talk to. You have an inventory on the bottom of the screen which holds your collected items, which can be used in different parts of the game. The main thing you'll be doing in the game is building citadels, strengthen them and organize defenses. Here's where the game falls flat on its face though, as it's way too basic. You end up building 6 citadels and the way you do it is almost exactly the same for each one, taking a lot of the puzzle elements right out of the game. Basically it goes like this. You first need to search out the human-like things to offer your help. Then you need to find some mushrooms to give to the brontosauruses, and then you play your flute to make them build. That's pretty awesome by the way. Screw the guy with the reds. Adam's got the real deal. Anyway, after that's done you need to find some gold and one of the items of power. Find the Velociraptors and offer them both items so they will fight the Tyrant. Finally find a bird's nest which you can give to the Triceratops, and after singing them a little song they will help you complete your citadel. Now it is spaced out pretty evenly. You can't do everything the first time you get to a valley and some have little plot twists to overcome. But overall it really does make the game feel rather simple, and once you know how to do things once, it's pretty easy to race through all the others. If you ever do get stuck, your companions usually give out a lot of hints, and if that doesn't help, you also have a shell which usually flat out tells you what you should do next. The game may not have a great story to go on, but it's in its setting and its delivery where it really shines. There are a lot of different characters in the world, and for the most part they are voiced perfectly. Every character feels and sounds pretty real and genuine, for fantasy characters at least. It's pretty rare to see voice acting of such high caliber, even by today's standards. The graphics are also very impressive for the time. Pretty much all of the game is pre-rendered computer graphics, and some scenes still look amazing today, although most look pretty dated now. The graphics for the characters themselves are drawn and don't show much animation except for the face. Some look better than others, and Eve in particular looks kinda weird in comparison to the others. It's a real shame that not all plot points got a scene. For example, they might talk about an upcoming fight and then you'll skip ahead and they talk about the outcome of the battle. You really miss a nice scene in those parts, as the game is littered with scenes for less interesting things like climbing a tree to a bird's nest. Very exciting. The game is also presented with amazing music, and I honestly think this is one of the most beautiful soundtracks in video game history. It fits the game well and it pulls you right in, and screw it, just listen to some yourselves. Another thing I really like about this game is how much detail went into it. The story overall might be weak, but the characters make it believable, and the progression makes sense most of the time. It's also fun to see how many responses the characters have. For example, if you show items to someone, they always have something different to say about every item, unlike other games where they just let someone say a generic "I don't need that" line with a few items. Here the characters actually identify the item you're showing them, even if they can't do anything with it.
Dina told me the shell is important to you. That's Gra's bone flute. He played it to rally the Brontosaurus. You have better uses for your apples, my lord. It carries the sign of Gra.
Unfortunately, the game has little replay value as it's pretty linear and also pretty short, as you don't have to worry about puzzle solving too much. You also don't have to worry about making any mistakes. Most of the time your party members will prevent you from doing something stupid, or it just ends up costing a little time. Technically speaking, you can die, but it's not very likely. You might run into a group of Tyrant, and if you end up just standing there like an idiot, they'll eventually feast upon you. The solution is just to walk away, and they give you a good amount of time to do so. You can also die at the final confrontation, giving the game two endings. However, the puzzle to victory is only one click in the screen before Morcus Rex, making the final confrontation rather weak. I will say this though, if you mess up, then Morcus Rex gives one of the best winning speeches of any villain ever.
Human! I've watched your progress with amusement, and now you are here. You think you are fulfilling your destiny? Well, you are. I am your destiny, and my belly is your destination.
You don't want to meet that guy in any dark alley. Anyway, seeing the repetitious nature and ease of the game, I think it's a good thing that the game isn't too long. It manages to keep it interesting for its duration, and its presentation in both audio and video are excellent. It's not a game that will give many people problems in completing, but it will give many people a few good hours to just immerse themselves into its world. It's because of this that I still award this game the Golden Turd Award. So, should you run out and get a CDI for this game? Well, if it's cheap. The CDI version itself though has one minor problem, and that is disk access time. The CDI is just too weak to load a lot of data into its tiny memory. So for every line someone says, it needs to read that from the disk, breaking up the gameplay with little pauses. This is more of an annoyance and shouldn't stop you from enjoying the game, but it might still be worth it to get the PC version instead, which runs much smoother. I'm not sure about the 3DO version, but that probably runs smoother too. Content-wise, the versions are the same, I believe. Well, that's it for this review. I hope you all enjoyed it, and thank you ever so much for watching again. I'll be off preaching about Destiny at the nearby chicken farm if you don't mind. Until next time, take care.